this is another episode of Beyond. For those of you who don't know, we run 2 shows a week here at Gun. One on Tuesdays, 3 p.m. called Beyond, which is the show you happen to be watching right now. It's where we hang out and we try to give you guys all of the news coming out of Gun Media, whether it's news about games we're working on, news about games that are already out, news about upcoming things, anything that Gun does. And we try to make sure that we check in with you guys and take your questions from the community and make sure that you guys are answered. On Thursdays, we run a show called Tales from the Stream, which is our, our opportunity to kind of unwind with our friends. Our friends being you, the community. We hang out and play some horror games, and they could be ours or others, but usually on Tales from the Stream, it's a little more lighthearted of a show, and that's on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time as well. So, that's our 2 shows of the week. I am your host. My name is Matt. On the other side of that wall, we have not Rob, the producer. Rob, the producer, is getting some much-needed rest, safe travels, fair winds, and following seas. Rob, he's off on vacation. So we've got Mighty Mel on the other side of that wall. And we've got the one, the only Raj Mahal behind Gun Media Support / Gun Media Help, depending on what channel you're on. And yeah, that's the gang here bringing the show to you. But now, we've got some cool things to talk about. Before we jump into all that, we got to say hellos. So, over on Twitch, we got Thursday the 12th, Wolfpack, Havoc, Trasiba, Paul Smash. We've got Black Shadow, A.R. Johnson. We've got Adore Ruman and Nick from Slash and Cast. And, of course, we've got Gun Media Support over there. Over on Mixer, we have Mad Eye Yokai, TFR84. We've got JJC, and we've got Dread Central. Thank you guys so much. Amper Camper over on Twitch. How's it going, everybody? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Big Fancy, what's up, bud? So, now that all the things and stuff are out of the way, let's talk. Oh, and we've got a Mad Moxie. I got to get the shout out. Hey, Peanut. For those of you who don't know, Peanut is my daughter. Let's do that real quick. Let's go through that. Let's explain why I always say, hey, Peanut, and why if I'm not on the show, Wes covers for me. My daughter's name is Moxie. We call her Peanut. And from the minute she was born, basically, the very next time I went live, I made sure I said hi to my daughter. And she sits at home and puts the streams on. My wife will put the streams on in the living room so that my daughter can hang out and see them. My daughter has, since she was an infant in a little bouncer chair, loved hearing, Dad's voice in the house while I was out working. At the time, I was working on other games. I wasn't here at Gun yet. But so I always would say, hey, Peanut, and it would kind of lock her in and get her ready to hang out and listen to the show. So it's become a little bit of a thing. Every time I go live, I say hey to the Peanut. And it's gotten to the point where, adorably so, I think when people cover for me, they say hey to the Peanut. So yeah, that's what Hey Peanut is. Oh, Paul Smash says hey Peanut. That is awesome. It's fun to be able to do these kinds of things. Excuse me, I'm here too. Seraph, how's it going? Bad Girl, Obi, how's it going? Yes, I didn't. Matt, you're married. You look young to be married. Cool. I appreciate that. I'm actually not young. I'm a very old man. Yeah, so anyhow, green hair and red shirt. My man looking like one anorexic punk rock Santa Claus. What's up, McGinn? M. McGinn, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, I know. The green hair and the red shirt, I kind of contemplated wearing the ball cap today because I was like, I don't know if I can do that. But I mean, I had to wear the rabbit and red shirt. My wife picked up for me for my recent birthday. So yeah, anyhow, the news. I digress. I apologize. I talked about my kid a little too long. I'm losing you guys. But the news. Well, you guys know we have Friday the 13th coming up on Switch. Friday the 13th launches on the Nintendo Switch platform August 13th of this summer. So that's right around the corner. It's coming real soon. You're going to be able to kill your friends on the go and kill some time. And, you guys have heard about this news, most likely, if you've been following the show. The team's been working on what we call a Day Zero patch. Now, for the sake of transparency, what the Day Zero patch is, that is you have to submit your game to get it put onto cartridges, to get things ready in time for launch, and then things happen in between that point and forward. So the Day Zero patch is going to bring the Switch version as close to the current Xbox, PS4, and PC version of Friday the 13th as possible. That's to cover for that gap in between when you submit the game and you start pressing out cartridges and when the game actually goes live for players. So we've got this Day Zero, kill some time, drums and snare. Yeah, I know, Doraemon. It was a shameless kind of quick plug there, bro. But yeah. So that day 0 patch, the team has been focusing on that. Now, we've been working on the roof glitch. We got the roof glitch situation, which, again, let me just kind of hash that for a minute for those who may be tuning in for the first time in a while. The situation with the roof glitch, we actually uncovered some more underlying things that were kind of preventing us from getting a quicker, you know, I don't want to say the word easy, but a more direct and simpler fix out. So once we realized that that problem kind of had some roots, we wanted to make sure that we addressed those roots so we didn't have it crop back up again. We wanted, when we talked to you guys about the situation with the roof patch, after our last patch went live, we made it clear. We didn't want to see that kind of patch rollout happen again. We wanted to make sure that the next time we brought something to the table for you guys, it was as complete as it could be and 100% fixed. So we set out to fix this thing. We uncovered some other things and some more nagging kind of under the surface issues. The team has been kind of hacking away. It's like playing whack-a-mole, and they've been taking care of that one issue at a time. We're at a good spot right now. The last build that got submitted, the team checked it out, and preliminary smoke checks, which for those of you who don't know what a smoke check is, it's a quick test, you know, to put it as quickly and simply as possible. It's a quick test to check the validity of the fix. The quick smoke checks seemed good, and the team's pretty confident in them. In order for it to run through a full testing pass, though, we had to kind of put it on hold for a second so we could finish off the Switch situation. We want Switch to be able to launch with the best possible version, the best foot forward. Because when the Switch launches, we want it to be as close as possible to the other platforms. So in the future, when we work on bugs or balancing or any kind of changes to the game, we're working on them in unison as opposed to Switch always being this outlier. Now, again, for the sake of full transparency, Switch is always going to be a little bit different, simply because in order to bring the game to Switch, we had to use a different version of Unreal Engine. We had to basically port it over in a very specific way. So now, in order to get things like Vivox and chat and things like that working on the Switch, some work had to be done that further alienates the Switch build. But as far as what we're working on, we can hopefully work on them closer to unison than previously. So the Switch patch, long story short, very important patch for us to get out, not just for the players on Switch, obviously for them, but also for the players on other platforms that want to see us working on the things that they are experiencing and not have these stop-starts with Switch build versus other builds. So, that being said, I know, guys, I see that you're asking some questions. We're going to get to those questions, I promise. But I got a lot of things that I want to cover, and I want to cover them accurately, so I'm going to get through them real quick. So, that being said, the test team, which, again, is a little bit more of a focus team, they had to divert some attention away to make sure that everything was good with the Switch, and we can get that done. The Switch patch for the Day 0 patch is ready to get pushed out the door, and then the team can refocus on doing some really heavy stress checks on the current patch for the live build that you all are playing. That patch is the patch that fixes those nagging interaction issues that were allowing counselors to get on the roof. Now, yeah, it's one of those things where the small team thing, it's going to bite us a bit. It causes these situations where we have to shift focus, but the redundancy checks, the testing phases that we talked about previously on previous episodes of Beyond, that's all happening. So we've got our Testronic team now. They're going to be shifting focus, looking at the current patch, the situation with the roof, the interaction locks. We've got internal tests that we're going to run, and then we should have a more accurate idea of when we're going to roll this out. But the fact that I'm sitting here live in front of camera telling you guys we feel pretty confident with this patch, that's not just lip service. And the simple truth is we've gone through phases of fixing this where we knew what we had more work to do. We knew what we had, we could still break. So basically, we're at a good spot right now. The team is going to try and get this thing, tested, hammered on as quickly as possible, and then we're going to be kicking it out the door for, hopefully, a very rapid patch. We should have more news for you guys early next week at the absolute latest, and then we will have with that news, we should have a timeline then. We don't want to commit to a timeline right now because, again, there's still variables at play here that could kick up and cause throw a monkey wrench into things. And after what went on with the last update, we want to make sure that what we're delivering to you guys is, as I said earlier, it's 100% and it's clear. Uh-oh, my mic is sounding low. I'm hearing I'm hearing my mic is sounding low. Hopefully you guys can hear me there. My mic volume is low. Well, that's a tough one to fix. The only quick fix I have that I can think of, Mel, if I pop this headset on, is that going to destroy things? All right. I'm going to kill the lav mic, guys, and switch over to a headset mic, so that hopefully we can get rid of that low volume. Let's see what's up. Ooh, hey, how's it going? Pinching the cord there. There we go. How are we, gang? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, and let me kill this. There we go. All right. So, we should be good again. It's been a minute since I used one of these headsets. I hate using headsets with glasses, but hopefully you can hear me better now. If we can get a quick sound check from the gang, that'd be great. Oh, that's better. Perfect. We've got folks in chat saying that sounds good. It sounded good to me. Yeah. Yeah, a couple people saying it sounds good. Yeah, the mic was good for me. Well, I gotcha. Mice. The mice were good for you, Paul. Oh, no. So anyhow, I lost track of where I was, but basically, we should have more news on the status and hopefully a timeline early next week at the latest. At that point, we should be able to let you guys know what kind of time frame we're looking at for the actual rollout of this fix. I know it's been a long time coming. The team's been working on it, but again, it's one of those things where we had those hiccups with that previous update. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have, we left as little margin for those kind of hiccups to happen again. So yeah, with that extra effort and redundancy comes a little bit more of a time sink. We don't need cheaters. Find a new way to go up there, guys. Take your time. Well, we appreciate that. Let's see here. So now I see this green hair piercings tattoos you're spoken of. How's it going? How's it going, Fives? It's been 84 years, Sharingan says. Yeah, and, but the bright side is what we're putting out to you guys is as complete and whole as possible. I think that the important thing to focus on here is it hasn't been a long time because we've just kind of been like, yeah, I don't know, we'll get around to it. It's a tricky issue to try to talk about because at the surface, you guys are seeing people on the roof at Packanack, right? There's a lot more to that. There's underlying things that are allowing them to get up there. Okay, so then you start hammering away at those underlying issues that, basically are breaking the game environment enough for that kind of an action to even happen where they slingshot up onto the roof. Once you get into that, you have this other spider web that branches off that you have to then hammer at. And there's no good way for me to illustrate to you just how deep these things can run. At the surface, you have one bug that underneath has 8 different ramifications as you start trying to pick away at it. And each one of those 8 different ramifications has another 8 when you start trying to pick away at it. So we've combed through and done all of that. It's just, again, small team situation means each phase of that requires us to do a full testing pass again. And that full testing pass has shown that, okay, well, when you did this, you caused this. So now we've got to look at this and try and hammer on that one as well. So again, the timing thing, it sucks. I get it. I mean, I believe me, I would have loved to have gone live a week, 2, 3 weeks ago and said, hey guys, this is not a thing anymore. But the absolute truth of it is the work that's being done is vital to the situation in game. And it's vital because we don't want to be sitting here having this same discussion about this same type of problem or having this discussion about a bug created by fixing this problem in 2 weeks. We don't want to do that. So I think that the end result justifies the time sink. And as much as it's frustrating, I know you folks in chat, you guys are great for it. We appreciate your patience and everything, and we know it's frustrating, but I think you guys can see where we're coming from on the topic of wanting to make sure this is as whole and complete as possible. So let's see here. Oh, how's it going? F13 DBD over on Mixer. What's up, bud? How long has stream been going? About 20 minutes. Are you going to introduce a reporting system? We don't have plans currently to change anything about the way we report players in game. You can always report players if you're seeing something. Again, the issue with the roof because I feel like we've been talking about that, and I feel like your comment is directed about those types of actions. But the issue with the roof, we're not going to spend time focusing on punitive action for people using something in game that is a bug in game. We're going to focus on fixing the bug. Wasting energy and resources on punitive action for somebody using a bug in the game is time, energy, and resources that could be spent on fixing that bug. So if that's what you're looking to report, then again, that's kind of the end-all be-all. If you are on PC, you run into some people using some things, we have Easy Anti-Cheat. Easy Anti-Cheat should be scooping these folks up. Even if it's not necessarily always immediate, these people are not going to skate by on Easy Anti-Cheat forever. You can also report to jasonkillsbugs.com, and the team will take a look at it and see what's there. Thursday the 12th. Matt, is Black Tower involved in this, or is this all done in-house? Black Tower is involved. All of our partners, basically, on Friday the 13th are involved, which is Black Tower, our testing house, and internal at Gun. We do our own testing passes now. Let's see. Lurking in class. Love you guys at Gun. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you, Mayari. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Matt, yesterday I turned on the car and Jason throws knife and I went under the map, and that's not the first time. Not only destroying car, it's taking me under the map for the whole round. Bad girl. That's a known situation with the car. There's an issue with some car physics that the team is going to be taking a look at. But again, currently, we've got, the situation with the roof, we've got the switch patch coming up, and we'll be going back to our normal working order of prioritization. Car physics is in there. There's a lot of different things that you guys have brought up, like random counselor bug. These are things that the team is investigating and looking at. Once we get through these other kind of more must-fix situations, we can get back to our usual working order, our punch list, as you would call it. Let's see. You're all good, Matt. You guys are the best, because you have Matt and Wes, the mighty Mel. And don't forget Raj Mahal. Yes, thank you so much, Wolfpack. We appreciate it. Let's see here. After this trap patch, can the environmental kills be the next focus? I haven't gotten to do some fun kills in a while. We definitely will be looking at the situation with environmental kills. It's broken. I'm not going to mince words there. When you can see a match end with like 88 of 8 killed, that's a little silly. But the situation with that is, it's not as much of an impact on the overall lobby. Yes, players can use it to farm up XP, and it can be a little bit of a thing. It also kind of affects you when you're playing Jason, because the environmental kills, they don't actually kill the player. They rack up the kill, but it doesn't actually kill the player advancing the round. We get all that, but it's not so detrimental to the round as when you have, say, a whole full lobby and there's one counselor on the roof that's limiting that round from ending. So the spread of that roof glitch and the situation there, and the fact that we've been hammering on it for a while, and the fact that we've uncovered some other much more deep-rooted situations within the game by trying to investigate the roof glitch, means that took priority. The environmental kill situation, though, that's not something that's just going to just chill and be that way. The team's going to be looking at it, and, I don't know where that's going to fall in the prioritization. I know your comment, you asked specifically for that next. I don't know that will be next, but I can guarantee you that we'll be taking a look at it. Thank you for all you do. Man, I love when I look down and there's a red bar there, which means that we've been tagged in a comment, and it's just thank you for all you do. That's so easy. We appreciate it, Janitor Attorney. We really appreciate the support, bud. Let's see here. Matt, Wes Keltner, can you just release the and we can start a GoFundMe? No, Thursday. I want to giggle. I want to giggle at what you got there, but I don't want to giggle at what you got there. Wes seems to have the right idea. Stares emotionless. Yeah. If we can get 1 million people to raid Area 51, we can do it. I want to go save my alien child from Area 51, but the wife keeps telling me not to. But can anyone on social media that requests the Savini Jason get a permaban on all platforms? Doraemon... Doraemon, my dude. Let's see here. First day off in 6 days. Whoa, TFR, take it easy, buddy. I'll always support you guys, and we will always appreciate it. I'm waiting for oh boy, Wes, don't do it. You did it, Wes. You opened that up now. Yeah, so guys, now is your chance to get the questions out. If you guys have any more questions, we will make sure that we get to your questions now before we wrap up this episode. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to work. So you guys got questions, hit them up in the chat. Make sure you tag us. Oh, and I almost forgot. I forgot at the top of the show. So rather than doing what we originally planned, we're just going to do it all at the end of the show. Okay, at the top of the show, we were going to give away 2 Steelbooks, one on Twitch, one on Mixer. And then at the end of the show, we were going to give away 2 Steelbooks, one on Twitch, one on Mixer. Now, since Matt's a dum-dum and didn't announce it in the beginning of the show, I was too busy trying to get all of that info about the situation with Switch, the situation with the roof. I wanted to make sure I represented that as accurately as possible, and so I dumb-dumbed out and didn't mention the giveaway. So now we're going to open up a giveaway. While you guys get your questions in chat, we're going to open up giveaway. It's true, Matt's a dum-dum, 100%. We're going to open up a giveaway now. We're going to give away 2 Steelbooks on Twitch, 2 Steelbooks on Mixer. We'll probably just run them back to back. So Raj, Mel, you guys can just run a giveaway and then reopen another giveaway. We're going to give away 2 empty, they're empty Steelbooks. I want you guys to be warned here. This is a collector sleeve for the game. So what you do is you get this cool guy Steelbook in, and then you put your game in there, and then you have the cool guy Steelbook game version. So it's not platform, it's platform agnostic completely. You can just get them and throw your disc in there. And if you have a PC, I don't know, you could put like your AOL, you know, your AOL Try Me disc in there if you want. Let's see here. I want this Steelbook so bad. Well, now is your chance, JJC. I'm opting out. Good luck, guys. Oh, cool, Mad Eye. That's pretty cool of you. Oh, yeah, Mad Eye has one. That's right. Here we go. Wait, let's see. We just need the game fixed because the exploiters and glitchers are... Oh, God, come on, man. Why does this not do this? We just need the game fixed because of exploiters and glitchers. The team is working on it. If you could drop your question back in there. You guys should post more on social media, Twitter, Facebook. Why do you guys just post clips or stuff? For Friday the 13th? I mean, we can absolutely share some more clips on social. We usually try to keep our social footprint about news right now. The current strategy on Friday the 13th, the game, is we know that there's situations in game that you guys want to hear about. And so, you know, we also know that it can be obnoxious to just check out this guy doing this thing, you know what I mean, when you're waiting to hear news about things. So we're kind of, you know, trying to hit a rhythm with news and pertinent topics, as well as things like sales and such. But, yeah, we can definitely get into some more fun stuff. There's some cool things down the pike that, you know, maybe, you know, activation points with Halloween and things, as well as events coming up. I'd like to run some more double XP events, and there's no reason why we haven't. It's just a simple matter of we're trying to space them out so that we don't, you know, kind of overload you guys with news on that stuff. But double XP event possibly coming up very soon. We just had the Steam sale. We've seen some really great, you know, some really great interest in the title again from players on PC due to the Steam sale. You know, we've got the Switch launch coming up. Maybe we can do something fun around the time of the Switch launch. But yeah, we could probably do some more stuff like that. Let's see here. Are there a limited number of physical copies for the Switch being made? Amazon has been out of them for a while now. That's a great question. Amazon is out of physical copies for Friday the 13th on Switch. I'll have to check in on that. I don't, you know, honestly, I don't even want to answer there without doing some more homework on it. I'm not sure how that works with the physical edition and the Amazon tie-in and all that. So let me check on that, and I will get back to you guys. If you want, you can drop me a line over on the forums, or you can just hit us up on social, and we'll get back in touch with you about it. But I would like to check on that before I comment further. I don't want to misspeak here. Giveaway draw. Rifty was drawn from the giveaway. Congratulations, Rifty, over on Twitch. And, what do we got here? Winner of the raffle is TFR84. Whoa. But TFR says re-roll. Yeah, TFR already has one. You can pre-order the Switch version at Best Buy, too. Yeah, there you go. I mean, for those who want to use Amazon, though, that's a legit question I'll have to get the answer to. I rarely play Friday now because I get targeted by teamers. Well, that's a drag. Hopefully we're working on the teaming issue. We are discussing it internally. I don't want you guys to think that we just are hearing this and not doing anything about it. We've discussed here on Beyond, though, it's a tricky topic. You know, anything that you do to limit teaming has a tendency to pull some type of in-game functionality away from people who are legitimately playing the game. So you don't want to start restricting things, but we have kicked around a few ideas, and the community has kicked around some really awesome ideas as well, both in the chat here on previous episodes of Beyond, on the forums, everywhere that we interact with you guys. There's been some pretty cool things kind of proposed. Again, just the situation right now with what the team is focusing on, and us not wanting to divert that attention too much. It's still, you know, in internal talks, and hopefully we'll get something that we can share on that soon. You know, but again, it's something that we hear, we understand. Believe me, we know the teaming issue. But we want to make sure we do it delicately because we don't want to do some kind of sweeping change that's going to affect the people playing legitimately. It's a terrible thing when you're like, well, I wasn't using that to be a jerk, and now I can't do that anymore, and that's not fun for anyone. Thank you for the help. Of course, Josiba. Can I just say thank you for making Kenny's costume a skimpy pair of swim shorts? I only play as Kenny in those shorts. Dude, Officer Kenny is pretty dope. If you have Officer Kenny with the pink, yeah, that's like a whole look. That's a whole vibe. Thanks for everything you guys do. I want to hang out again. Absolutely, Tom. We do too. Hey, Matt, will the F13 game website be updated eventually? That's a great question. I think that it depends on what we have coming for F13 the game. And right now, the situation being what it is, exclamation point content if you don't. The situation being what it is, we're talking bug fixes and balancing and patch notes and things like that. Those do make their way over to the website, but really it's become kind of dormant, and we're focusing on our other channels, such as the forums and our social channels. We've also, we also interact on Reddit, so if you prefer Reddit to our official forums, that's a great place to have a long form discussion where you don't have things like character limits getting in the way. Big Fancy says, Pink Cop Kenny rules. Agreed. Let's see here. What else we got? I have Officer Kenny, but I prefer the swimsuit. Well, I like Officer Kenny, Officer Kenny, I think that if you're playing as Jason and Kenny in like a Reno 911-ish looking kind of cop suit, he's got like a Jim Dangle vibe going on, but it's pink. Like, when he comes running at you or if he's over there trying to fix the car, if you're playing as Jason, you've got to just pause and appreciate like a latex cop suit. I think it buys me some time. I do. I think it's strategical is what I'm trying to say. New game plan. You, me, Wes, Kane Hodder, storm Area 51. Kane alone could storm Area 51. We'll get a sweet spaceship from Moxie, yeah. How do I apply to work in your marketing department? We'll work for minimum wage, possibly for food. Oh, boy. They're coming for your job, Dan. Let's see here. Is there any way we can do some things to make the game seem more immersive? How do you mean? I'm not sure I follow. Matt, could we ever get a YouTube video showing a tour of the Gun Media Studio? We've kicked around that idea, and I would love to do that. It's a tricky thing because you have to make sure that the studio is kind of set for it. It's almost, with the amount of filming that goes on, it's almost like you have to close the studio for the day. And so there hasn't really been a great opportunity. There also really hasn't been like a moment where it made a lot of sense to do it. But we know a lot of you guys have asked about that, and you guys have been curious. And believe me, I'm not going to lie. I came out to Gun, when I first interviewed with Gun, man, is it almost 10 months ago, I think, already? When I first interviewed at Gun, I felt like a kid in a toy store because I walked in and I saw all the amazing horror memorabilia around the office, these beautiful framed posters from movies I loved as a kid. This is a really cool friggin' place to be. Like, I just want to have a moment of fanboy. Like, I get it, I work here, and you guys probably don't believe me. I love this place. And we know that you guys would love that too. And so we want to do something cool to show you guys. We kicked around the idea of possibly doing something on an Instagram story where we do a little mini studio tour. It's a bigger undertaking, though, than I think you guys realize, because we can't have anything, anything secret or anything that would be covered by an NDA visible. We have to watch what we're showing and things like that. So it's something that, it's kind of in the back burner. And when it makes more sense to dedicate that kind of time to it, we probably will do something. But yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, if I come down, I'm not leaving. Yeah, right. Well, see, that's the thing. That's why we can't have visitors. Is Rage Invulnerability going to be reworked? Heretic Exile. I'm glad you brought that up. There's been a really, really excellent discussion going on over on Reddit. Basically, the Rage situation. There's been a couple people on Reddit who have been very vocal saying, just revert it. And I'm going to preface this real quick by saying, guys, I know this is going to sound like stubbornness to you, and there is no way around that. So let's just dive in and kind of pull off the ugly Band-Aid together. In every game's life, there's moments of a hard backstop. That hard backstop is often creative and design, because let's be 100% honest. When you set out to make a game, you don't set out to make a game and you go, we're going to get it to this point and then screw it. We're going to see what people think and we'll just make it like a Play-Doh blob that we can all play with. There is a core design backstop to every game that you've ever played. There's a core group of people who are tasked with protecting that creative vision, protecting that core design and those core design elements. The situation with Rage and the way counselors were able to attack Jason was getting away from that core design. So I hear you loud and clear when you say, oh, a couple of people complained and said Jason was weak and now we have Rage. That's not the case. Those two things are around the same time. And yes, you know, fixing up the Rage situation, we definitely paid attention to feedback from people saying that Jason was weak, and we rolled that into the greater concept that we were working on. But the team here, from a design and concept and creative standpoint, wanted Jason to be feared again. The team was working on ways to figure that out even before I got here, on how to make Jason scary again, so that you don't have a circle of counselors lining up to hit him with a baseball bat and watch him fall down and get back up and fall down and get back up. That was not the plan. So there is that level of core design that the team had to basically address. People started talking more and more about Jason being weak. The two coincided. The Rage update is what we have now. Yes, the Rage update is a major change to the game. It is. It's a big change. Will it evolve? Most likely. But will it be 100% reverted? No. And that's the part where it seems stubborn. And I understand that that's hard to hear. The Rage update is not going to just, yeah, we take it back. It's not a matter of stubborn. It's a matter of believing in the core design and the idea behind why the Rage change was made. Now we can tweak and we can kind of tune and we can poke and, you know, turn dials and switches, but it's not going away. We want there to be an effect to you beating up on Jason. If you're going to hang out with your buddies as counselors and you're going to wail on Jason, that's going to have an effect on the match. So the situation with Rage, yeah, it's a tricky one, but we hear you guys loud and clear. We hear that you guys are, you know, requesting everything from the absurd to the reasonable to the kind of cool ideas to the a little out there ideas, but they could work. We hear that feedback. We understand, and we're taking it all into account. But the Rage situation is not going to be just undone. There's not going to be we're going to yoink that back out and go back to prior. That's not how this, you know, there's more to this than trying to address a concern from a specific set of the community. It's more a core design principle. And that's a hard backstop in game development. That's, you know, that's kind of, that's an important thing. Why no salt mines on live servers? Because they are dedicated servers. Salt mines were a peer-to-peer thing. So in peer-to-peer matches, the salt mines would make sure that you matched up with other salt mine players. It basically would peer-to-peer you guys off on the side. And, you know, with dedicated servers, it's a little different because you're connecting to a server. You're not connecting to each other. Follow this order. Ooh, I like orders. Okay. Back in the army. Let's go. Follow this order. Fix roof, fix kills, fix car, eat pizza. Okay. Let's see here. When are we getting Uber Jason with a Kappa? Get out, Paul Smash. Get it. We love you, but get out. I think there should be adjustments to how Rage is applied between the different Jasons. I feel like Roy reaches Rage mode way too easily. It may be down to Roy's weakness, if I'm not mistaken. Roy's one of the weaker Jasons, and as far as, like, you know, hit points and such. Let's put it this way. Working within the new Rage system is something that we're open to hearing feedback on. We're not going to shut down that conversation. If you started off with just undo Rage, problem solved, that's probably not really going to be workable feedback because, as I said, that's another core design backstop. But we're open to hearing your thoughts on this and what you think, you know, should be changed. If you want to see Jason's, the Rage situation changed per Jason and have it be a specific stat per Jason, type it up. Tag me in it. Let me know. We will definitely converse. We'll see what the community thinks about it. We'll see what the brain trust, the hive mind of you guys, you know, feels about it, and we'll go from there. Currently, is that something that we're looking at? No, but that doesn't mean that that's not going to change. Couldn't stun just be shortened, removed, the button mashing part after Rage? Yeah, but it doesn't have the same effect as hitting him and having him just unflinchingly come at you. It's a little bit of a different thing. Matt, the good Jasons finishes and kills all counselors within first 10 minutes. Well, I think that the good Jasons are always going to finish and kill all counselors within the first 10 minutes. 10 minutes is quite a while. I hit the wrong thing. Let's see here. Tommy should be able to stun in Rage. That's a piece of feedback that we have actually seen around the community. I don't know. Maybe it was even from you. What was it? Who brought that up? Big Fancy? Yeah, might have even been from you on Reddit, but it's something that the team has discussed. But again, situations being what they are, Switch is where we're at, roof glitch, getting back into our prioritization and talking about these things. That's not a shutdown. That means keep the conversation going, guys. Can we get a stamina recharge after hitting Jason with the flare gun and shotgun? Stamina recharge after hitting him with a flare gun or a shotgun. So kind of like a break-free stamina boost thing? Is that what you're referring to there? Would it be possible to let us change our spawn preference in lobbies? That's a tricky one. I don't know that the work involved in creating that would be as big a payout when you can just change your spawn preference, head into the lobby, you can back out, change your spawn preference. I don't know that the work involved in getting that kind of a toggle structure going would be 100% worth it, but I mean, it's interesting feedback. Roy is weak where he is the second best Jason. It's weird that human Roy is better than some Jasons. I don't know that he's the second best Jason. I mean, fancy, baby, yeah. I don't know that he's the second best Jason. Firecrackers and flare guns can knock off his mask while in rage too, because it still will do damage to him. You know, just because he doesn't get stunned doesn't mean that he doesn't take damage. I need water real bad, guys. I've been holding this water bottle for 20 minutes. And that's why I didn't want to be gurgling like a fish. I was hoping we would get to the end of the stream here. Do we have that second giveaway open or done yet? Gun Media Help / Gun Media Support. Let's see here. Is cross-platform possible between Xbox and PS4? I can't remember if this was ever answered definitively. Doraemon, it was answered, not necessarily, I wouldn't say definitively, but we definitely touched on it in previous episodes of Beyond. It would be cool, but that's like way out there, man. We've got other things that again, I hate using this this saying so frequently, the bigger fish to fry. I'm starting to feel corny saying that every episode of Beyond, but it's true. We have things that are kind of in line in prioritization before we would focus on something like that. It would be cool one day. What it entails, what it takes, the amount of work that goes into that, and the amount of time away from some of these other issues that are plaguing the community, that's a down the line. I actually have a question. Maybe you might know. On my TV, the screen looks fine and bright while playing, but when I stream or even take screenshots for my edits, they come out super dark, or the screen looks dark on Mixer when I am playing. TFR, that sounds like something down to your capture card. I would start there, look at your capture card settings, also look in your OBS settings and see what you're looking at. But yeah, I have not heard that piece of feedback. But I would start with your capture card. I know you're a console streamer, so start with your capture card and take a look at what that capture device is doing. I know with Elgato, there's software it passes through that sometimes has a tendency to do that. So priorities are important. I was just curious. Thank you. No problem, Doorman. Let's see. Bigger counselors to kill. I like that, AR Johnson. We can go with that from now on. I know we're more on the topic of F-13, but do you guys have any plans for adding anything to Layers of Fear 2, like DLC or anything? Pop-Tart guy. Currently, the team is not discussing anything with Layers of Fear 2 in regards to DLC. If we have something to announce on that, I would say keep an eye on our socials, and that's where you would hear it first. But we don't have any news on that at this time. Currently, Layers of Fear 2 is out on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, for those of you who don't know, PC being Steam. You can grab it for $29.99 on all three. That's US dollars, and check it out. But yeah, currently we don't have anything to confirm on that. I would stay tuned, and you never know. Matt, when are we going to be able to play F-13 with you? When I get a minute to play some video games. The summer has hit, guys. I apologize. The summer has hit, and honestly, I haven't played much of anything other than a few minutes here or there, like on a lunch break. But I would love to play some F-13 with you Thursday the 12th. I'll definitely get that going. Currently, I'm on PC, mainly, so maybe we can link up there. Well, when you run low on stamina and hit Jason with a melee weapon, you get some stamina back. It would be nice if the same happened with flare guns and shotguns. Now, that's interesting, but I think I would have to check with the team as far as the design of that, but I think that's due to the swing. I'm not really sure. I've got to ask the guys, but interesting idea. I think there's other ways to recharge stamina, but could be interesting. What about the double XP again? What do you mean, Gamer Tryhard? When the next one will be? I don't have an exact date on that. We want to do something again. We did something right around the time of the Steam sale. We knew we were onboarding some new players. And by the way, quick shout out to the community stars that we have. All of you guys being so awesome in the community and welcoming on all these new players on PC. We wanted to do a little double XP event right around then, get everybody kind of kicked on, you know, give them a little bit of a jolt as they first get the game. We'll probably run another one soon, closer to the Switch launch. But as far as confirming exactly when, I don't have that info right now. I think can we have the ability to turn rain off in video settings? It drops frame rates intensely, and it's very annoying. You mean turn rain off even if rain is on in the match? That's an interesting one, though. It drops frames, and it's very annoying. I think I'll have to check in with support on that and see if that dropped frame situation is something that's been reported. Maybe the team has investigated, and we'll take it from there. But I'd like to talk about that more again, so make sure you hit us up on social or on the forums or on Reddit or even here in another Beyond episode coming up, you know, next week or something. I would like to link up with our support team, though, before I say too much there. I want to see if the team has looked into that one yet. Still remember the thing you play as Jason and took 4 shotguns in a row? Sorry to rip that Band-Aid. Yeah, thanks, TFR. That is true. We should be able to turn off rain in the map selection section. I know we can do it in private. It would be nice for public. It is not fun to play with Jason and get hit by 4 counselors after stun and lose the mask and get killed. I'm not sure I follow what you mean there. Get hit by 4 counselors after a stun, lose the mask, and get killed. I mean, are you talking about the amount of hits it takes to lose the mask? Or are you talking about the situation with a stun leading to that? I'm not sure I follow what you mean there. I'm sure that's not fun. I mean, it's never fun to get killed in a video game. I'm not being a jerk and being dismissive here, but it's never fun getting killed in a video game. I get that, but I need more details on what you mean there. Let's see. Just got home. What did I miss? Dontrell, you missed a lot. Crossplay one day, possibly. Obsessed. We just covered this. I don't know that I'd even say it's a possibility. It's something that's so far out from what we're currently working on that I wouldn't be comfortable saying that it's a possibility or it isn't. It's something that's completely off the team's radar right now. It would be great. It would be cool. We've got these other things that we've got to work on first, and I think that would be a disservice to the bug reports and the balancing things and whatever else we have going on, you know, the Switch launch and the potential new community that we have existing there on the Nintendo platform. God, that word got hard. On the Nintendo platform, it would be a disservice to all of that if we were to be looking that far ahead. We'd be jumping over a bunch of other things that we've got to prioritize first. So, yeah. If you don't want to die in a video game, I think, oh boy, the Care Bear word came out. You didn't miss anything. Oh, Sheriff Lord, I've been sitting here jibber-jabbering, drying out my mouth for nothing. Let's see here. Ain't Truth in the Room, you guys are making an Area 51 rating game next. Paul Smash. Let's see here. You can disable rain in private matches, but the request is to do so in public matches. Yes. I get that Thursday in West, but when you don't have time to get to a cabin, a last-ditch effort should be rewarded. Oh, I think I missed part of that conversation, guys. What's with all the rooftop glitches on F-13 is crazy. Mr. X Charger, you're a bit late. We covered that. I will cover that again real quick. We're going to make sure that our giveaways are all buttoned up. And, yeah, we'll be calling it a day here. But the situation with roof glitchers on F-13 is that the team is still working on getting that patch 100% finalized. We have a really great build candidate. The team's confident. We did some internal smoke testing, and we're confident with what we have. We had to divert away from that as far as testing is concerned only. The straightforward, you know, hammer-on testing had to be focused on Switch for a minute so we can get that Day Zero patch out on Switch to bring the Switch game up to the same level as the other platforms. And we'll be refocusing again on testing this final build candidate that we think is pretty solid. We think we finally needled through all those little nagging bits, and we're in a good spot. We'll need to do our full redundancy checks and our full testing here before we can give a timeline. But that timeline we should be able to free up by early next week. Basically, that's where we're at. The team's pretty confident in what we have. Hopefully that'll be good to go and we can get that timeline out to you guys early next week and roll the build out as soon as possible. The Switch now, after the recent work that the team's been doing, should launch with an update right that puts it just as close as it can be to the current platforms that Friday the 13th is on. That way the team can focus kind of holistically across all platforms. And when we have issues, bugs, or balancing changes to make, we can focus as clean across all of them as possible, as opposed to the Switch being this constant outlier. Let's see. What I mean is, after stun, Jason should get 2 seconds God mode because he can't block the attack after stun and will lose the mask easy. Huh. I don't know about 2 seconds of God mode. That seems a bit much, but maybe there's something there. Maybe we can kick that around a bit more in a long-form discussion somewhere. There is only one real question out of this stream. When is the patch coming out? All these other questions have been answered 1,000 times, 10,000 times. Yeah, Thursday the 12th. We're still going to sit and answer them, though. We're still going to sit and answer them. You know, that's a good note to leave on. I have to admit, you know, these streams each week, the Beyond streams on Tuesday, there's a greater goal here. Not everybody is here for every stream. Not everybody hears every question get asked, get answered. Not everybody has the same news. You guys see this on social all the time. We post something and somebody goes, I don't understand. Why can't you do this? And then there's 10 people who go, what do you mean you don't understand? They've talked about this plenty. There's always going to be people who are not, you know, they're not getting the same news that you are. And these shows are important. And they're important because we want to make sure that we sit down and we take the time to hear you guys and we hear these questions. We want to make sure that we take the time to sit down and give you a direct outlet for your issues, your frustrations, your you know, positive vibes too, you know, everything that you guys want to get said to us. So me sitting here behind this camera and talking to you guys for an hour every Tuesday, it's about more than the same questions being answered every week. It's about that person who maybe hasn't caught that news on a previous episode of Beyond, on social, wherever. Maybe they're new to the game. Maybe they've been there a long time, but they haven't really engaged with us in you know, those other channels and stuff outside of just hanging out playing the game. We want to make sure that they're given, you know, as much of a chance to get that question read, heard, responded to as best we can. It's important. And this is also another key part of our feedback loop. When we talked to you guys on recently on Reddit, we were discussing this, how there's more to this feedback situation and hearing what the community wants than just a few tweets, a few Facebook comments, and 2 forum threads. We roll all of this in, and these streams are insightful. These, you know, the questions that come up repeatedly, yeah, it can be frustrating for somebody that's already knows the answer or something. It can. But hearing that question be brought up repeatedly kind of also hammers home the idea of where that is with the community and the prioritization we should assign based on it. It plays a role in the whole. And the whole is obviously a lot more than just an episode of Beyond, but all of this plays a role in that whole. And so, yeah. If you guys would be more active on Twitter, possibly answer these questions. Yeah, we've covered that already about the Twitter situation, but I see what you got there. So I think that's pretty much where we're going to call it a day, guys. Matt, I appreciate everything you're doing on a weekly basis. I can't think of another publisher who interfaces so directly with their user base. Thank you. Thanks, Don Troll. We appreciate it. Did you guys figure out the block delay for private lobby as host and not as host? That's something that the team is still investigating. It's a tricky one, but I believe if you have any new information or more information, you can hit up your ticket in Jason Kills Bugs and provide any of that information, but I would have to check in with the support team for a status update there. Again, priorities have been with the roof glitch, as it's known, and the Switch patch. Let's see here. Not everyone is on Twitter. I got you, Matt. Appreciate you answering questions and not shying away from the tough ones. A.R. Johnson, no problem, every week. Any new games in the talks for your studio, if you can answer? Basically, new game announcements don't happen on Beyond. So, especially not like just because we were asked. It's not like you're ever going to go, hey, man, are you guys working on anything? I'm going to be like, well, actually. But I would, you know, keep an eye out. Gun isn't going anywhere, guys. You know, we've got plenty to do with Friday the 13th. We've got lots of things, you know, that prioritization list that I keep talking about us getting back to. This is a real thing. That's not lip service. We've got things we want to work on, things we want to get back to. Obviously, the state of content being what it is, but I would stick around and keep an eye out if you're into horror games and you're into gun media. So thanks for the support, guys. Can I send to gun media support? I have video. Can I send the gun media support? You absolutely can. That link is jasonkillsbugs.com, and the Mighty Mel and the one and only Raj Mahal, they will tackle that as it comes in. But it's jasonkillsbugs.com. Somebody will probably drop it in chat for you. I think we've got, there you go, Gun Media Support's got it. Is the Switch version going to be capped at 30 frames per second? Red Fox, that's a great question. I am not 100% sure, but I believe that's a platform thing. I'll have to check in on that. Sushi Monster, how's it going, Sushi? Thank you, Gun Media, for all you guys do. Thanks for being here, Justin. All right, guys, that's it. I think we're pretty much through the bulk of the questions. If you have more that you want to talk about, do me a favor and type !Discord in the chat. We will, that'll, you know, drop a quick Moobot link for our official Gun Media Discord. You can interact with us there. You can also, if you have questions that I did not get to in this episode of Beyond, I don't want you to feel like I've ignored you, and I don't want you to attack me on Twitter later saying, Matt, you ignored me. So if there is a question from this episode that has not been addressed, when you type !Discord in the chat and Moobot puts the link in the chat and you click the link and join our official Discord, there's a section there called Beyond Chat. You can go in there and say, Matt, you didn't answer this today. Here was my question. And I'll be keeping an eye on it, and I'll try to get all of that addressed as quickly as possible. You can also drop in there, if I said I would follow up with you on something, you can drop in there and remind me. That's why we have the Beyond chat and the Tails chat. The Tails chat's a little different. To be 100% honest, Tails chat is usually where we go, hey, so about that food we were talking about, or that great place to get pizza. Beyond, you can follow up with your issues, and if there's any questions I missed, please let me know, and I will do my best to address them there. Otherwise, we're going to call it a day. It's 4:07. I desperately got to get back to work. It's been, you know, as always, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in every single week. Tuesdays at 3, we've got Beyond, in case you're new to the channel and you want to catch us next week. Every Tuesday at 3, we have Beyond. Every Thursday at 3, we have Tales from the Stream. We will see you this coming Thursday with another horror game and maybe some fun guests on the couch. Who knows? But we'll see you guys Thursday with another Tales. And if not, I'll see you next week on a new episode of Beyond. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.